What's going on, everybody? It's your boy B Day back for another video, and today I'm going to be outlining and explaining why I believe that Stan Van Gundy, the new coaching hire in New Orleans, will be the reason that the Pelicans make it to the playoffs this year and take that step forward that the franchise so desperately needs. Let's get into it. One thing that I look at that I can see Stan Van Gundy changing for the better right away on day one is giving a young team a sense of structure and a sense of organization and accountability, and primarily at the defensive end. You see guys like Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson. Those are basically the cornerstones of your franchise going forward, long term. And all three of those guys have not only the talent, but they've shown glimpses of being very capable defenders in this league. The problem was last year, as a whole, the Pelicans ranked 21st in defensive rating out of 30 teams. So bottom third in the league, not where you want to be. And they ranked 4th in pace, which, is good. You're a young team, you want to fly up and down the court. But if you're not getting stops and you couple that with your games having a top 5 amount of possessions in the league, your defense isn't going to be good and you're going to give up a lot of points. So basically, I think where Stan Van Gundy comes in, from day one, he aligns the defensive structure. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to play pick and roll situations. This is how we're going to try and load up and play this defensive possession. There's not going to be a lot of guessing going on, is my point. There's going to be more, okay, I know what to do, I know where to be, now it's just up for me to go there. And I think with the Pelicans in recent years with Gentry, I don't think there was a set in place sort of identity defensively. Are we going to hard hedge pick and rolls? Are we going to trap them? Are we going to lay back? There was a lot of confusion, and I think they just relied so much on Anthony Davis to be that eraser. But I think going forward, what Stan Van Gundy does is take away all that confusion, take away all the, well, he said this, he said that, and then there's 1 or 2 cut and dry coverages for certain things defensively. I think he'll get a lot out of Zion Williamson, who, like I said, has the talent to be a great defender in this league, but last year was not at all. He looked a little lost out there in terms of how to be positionally sound and, just how to adjust to the NBA type of play where your freakish talent can't overwhelm people like it did at Duke. And Stan Van Gundy, by all accounts of people in the league and people who cover the league, has been known as a great teacher, especially with bigs. You look at the 05-06 Miami Heat. He took that team to a title with Shaq. Obviously, they had D-Wade doing his thing. But, he got the most out of the last few really good years of Shaq. You fast forward to when he was in Orlando with Dwight Howard, and he had him at Defensive Player of the Year levels. He had that team very high functioning defensively, all anchored around Dwight. You even look at the Pistons, and he had a lot of people in the media fooled that Andre Drummond was a good defender because Stan Van Gundy's system and his principles and the amount of accountability he demanded out of his best players. He ended up getting the most out of the talent that he had around him. And I think with this Pelicans team, I think they are more talented than all the previous teams I named. The Miami Heat, even though they won a championship, I would say that this Pelican team is more potent offensively. That Orlando Magic team around Dwight and J.J. Redick and Rashard Lewis, they still had Jameer Nelson. And Lonzo Ball, by all accounts, is a market upgrade from that. And then finally the Pistons team with Blake and with Andre, and Tobias Harris and those guys, they're not nearly as talented as this Pelicans roster looks to be. So I believe that, assuming all roster moves are focused on making the playoffs and not focused on blowing the team up, I don't think there's any reason why Stan can't come in there, change the foundation of the team and give it an identity and have the Pelicans competing for those last 2 playoff spots. And staying on, kind of bridging the past to the present, Stan Van Gundy is one of those unremembered guys when it comes to innovating offenses, right? We always think about Mike D'Antoni and the Phoenix Suns, the 7 seconds or less. But Stan Van Gundy was also one of those guys who was like, okay, let's 2 big men formations. Let's go 4 out, 1 inside, as you saw he did with those Magic teams in the late 2000s. It was Dwight Howard, and it was 4 shooters. And I think the same thing could be said about this Pelicans team. It could be Zion, Williamson, and 4 guys who are skilled and who can shoot. I could project a lineup out of Drew, Lonzo, Ingram, Redick, and Zion as like a potential closing 5. I could also see them putting a stretch big alongside Zion to where he doesn't have to guard centers on a full-time basis. He has a lot of options there, and I think it's a very good situation that he's going into. And I do think that Stan Van Gundy can be that driving force to push a team who was the 9 seed before the season shut down, potentially into a 6th or 7th or 8th spot, not having to worry about playing catch up. Pelican fans, you guys let me know what you think. I know you guys haven't had a lot of success over the recent years, but I really think change is coming, and I think it's coming for the better under Stan Van Gundy and this roster that you have. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know if you guys have anything I should talk about next, seeing that it is the off season. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment on it, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Appreciate it.